Sophie had always loved Jake's confidence. He wore his bald head like a crown, shining under the sun, smooth and perfect. She found herself running her fingers over his scalp more often than she cared to admit, mesmerized by the feel of it, the smoothness, the warmth. It was oddly comforting, intimate in a way she never expected. One evening, as they lay on the couch watching a movie, Sophie absent-mindedly caressed Jake's head, her fingers tracing invisible patterns. She glanced at him and smiled, a thought brewing in her mind. "I've been thinking," Sophie began, her voice soft but playful. "Uh-oh," Jake teased, raising an eyebrow. "What's on your mind?" She hesitated for a second, then blurted it out. "I want to shave my head." Jake blinked, looking at her to see if she was serious. "Really? You want to go bald like me?" "Yeah," Sophie laughed. "I don't know why, but every time I touch your head, I get this urge to shave mine. I just want to feel what it's like to have it smooth like yours." Jake smiled warmly. "I think you'd look amazing. But are you sure? It's a big change." Sophie nodded, excitement dancing in her eyes. "Yeah, I'm sure. I want to try it. Will you help me?" Jake grinned. "I wouldn't miss it for the world." They stood in the bathroom the next day, the mirror reflecting both of them. Sophie's long, chestnut hair cascaded down her shoulders, but soon it would be gone. Her heart raced with a mix of nerves and excitement. Jake set up the clippers, testing them to make sure everything was ready. "You ready for this?" he asked, holding the buzzing clippers in his hand. "As ready as I'll ever be," Sophie replied, biting her lip. Jake smiled reassuringly, then gently gathered her hair into a loose ponytail, securing it with a band. "Here we go," he said, bringing the clippers to the back of her head. With a hum, the blades met her hair, and locks began to fall to the floor in thick waves. Sophie watched in the mirror, wide-eyed but thrilled. The first pass of the clippers felt freeing, the vibration against her scalp, the cool air suddenly hitting her bare skin. Jake worked methodically, cutting away the layers of her hair, leaving a short buzz in its place. When most of her hair was gone, Jake paused to let Sophie touch her head. She reached up, feeling the soft stubble that covered her scalp. "It feels so weird, but I love it," she laughed, rubbing her head. "Now for the real deal," Jake said, grabbing a can of shaving cream and a razor. "We're going all the way." Sophie watched as he lathered her head with shaving cream, the cool foam contrasting with the warmth of her skin. Jake worked carefully, drawing the razor across her scalp in smooth, steady strokes. She could feel the blade gliding over her skin, leaving it smoother with every pass. Jake moved with precision, rinsing the razor after each stroke and ensuring he didn't miss a spot. Sophie closed her eyes, savoring the sensation. It was soothing, almost meditative, as he shaved away the last remnants of her hair. When Jake was finished, he wiped away the remaining cream and stepped back. "Okay, take a look," he said, smiling. Sophie turned to the mirror and gasped softly. Her head was perfectly smooth, just like Jake's. She ran her hand over her scalp, marveling at the silky feeling beneath her fingertips. It was exhilarating, and she couldn't stop smiling. "I love it," she exclaimed, turning to Jake. "It feels amazing." Jake leaned in and kissed her forehead. "Told you you'd look amazing." They stood there for a moment, both of them bald, both of them smiling, connected in a way that felt new yet familiar. Sophie knew it was just hair, but somehow shaving her head had made her feel more herself, free, bold, and closer to Jake than ever before.